Welcome to this series of last minute to TISSNET preparation. And today also we are going to have a session on current affairs like we had three previous sessions. So today we are going to cover some of the things like economy and business, right? And your celebration of some important days that were celebrated during the past few months and their themes along with their themes and obituaries. Okay, so these are another category of questions that you get. Uh, Another category from which you generally get questions in current affairs. Okay, so I hope you have watched the previous sessions as well, wherein we discussed several topics. Okay, so let's start today's class. So we'll have one more session tomorrow, which will be on number series. Okay, so do join that session at 7 p.m. So let us start with important days, right? What are the important days that were observed for the past 6 months? And sometimes they ask, I mean, the date, of course, is important. Okay, the second thing that they might ask is theme of certain uh, day that was observed. Okay, so we'll go month by month and see some of the important dates that were observed in India and abroad. Okay, so in August, let's start from August, considering the past 6 months. So on 9th of August, you had International Day for the World's Indigenous People, and I've given the themes of these. So just go through the themes, right? That will help you. Okay. World Humanitarian Day. The theme was hashtag the human race, a world task for climate motion in solidarity with human beings who want it the most. Okay, so on 20th of August every year we have Sadbhavna Divas. Okay, and it is observed as the birthday of Rajiv Gandhi. He was then the youngest Prime Minister of India. Okay, on this day, this is being observed. And World Water Week, right? So Water Day is observed in March, right? 23rd of March, but Water Week is observed in August, and the theme was building resilience faster. 29th of August, right? National Sports Day. Now this is the birthday of Major Dhyan Chand. Okay, and every year on this day, the sports awards are given. Okay, so you should know that the sports awards are given on this particular day, 29th of August. That is considered as National Sports Day. And this time there were a record of 12 Dhyan Chand awardees. Okay, maximum in one particular year, including several Olympians. Right. So do read the list. Okay, go through the list. You can get the names in a list. You can just search for Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award 2021. Okay, so earlier it was like uh, it was Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, right? That was changed to Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award, right? So keep this thing in mind is also the Khel Ratna Award. That is the highest award, sport award in India, right? Khel Ratna Award was changed from Rajiv Gandhi to Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award. Okay, that was during the Olympics that was changed. So this time the awardees have been called Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna awardees. So there were 12 people who got this and 35 people got Arjun awards. Right, Arjun award is the second largest sport award in India. Right? First is Dhyan Chand, second is Arjun award. So you can go through the list so that you understand that who are the people who got the Dhyan Chand and Arjun awards. And then there were on 31st of August, UN International Day for people of African descent. So that is basically for the people uh, from Africa who have done some great things in the world, right? That is observed for them. Okay. Now coming to September Food Processing Week. So there is part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So basically what is happening is like India is in the 75th year of independence. Okay, so this entire year we are celebrating Azadi Ka Mahotsav, right? So for that there is this thing this and this week was also observed for this reason only. Okay. Then we had International Literacy Day, which is observed every year on 8th of September. Okay, so this these dates, these are important days like Ozone Day, International Literacy Day. Okay, so International Literacy Day, the theme this year was literacy for a human-centered recovery, narrowing the digital divide. Then Hindi Divas is observed on 14th of September. The reason being on 14th September 1949, Hindi was adopted as the official language of India. So every year this day is observed as Hindi Divas. Now they might ask you these questions are static questions also. When is this day observed? Okay, and what are the themes that are given? The themes of the ones that are every year, right? So this year for World Ozone Day, the theme was Montreal Protocol, keeping us our food and vaccines cool. Okay, then International Day of Peace is observed on 21st of September. World Rhino Day, Antyodaya Divas, right? That is observed on the birthday of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay. Okay, then World Tourism Day, World Maritime Day. These were some different days observed in September. Okay, coming to October. Okay, so we have National Wildlife Week from 2nd to 8th of October, that is observed every year. This year the theme was Forest and Livelihoods, Sustaining People and Planet. World Habitat Day, World Post Day, right? Food Day. Okay, so they might ask you when is it observed? United Nations Day. Okay, so important dates like they might not ask you the theme, they might ask you that when is this day observed. So these are some important days that you must be aware of. There are several other days, but I've picked the important ones. Okay, so this was the theme this time, building back together for peace and prosperity. Okay, then UN Disarmament Week was observed from 24th to 30th of October. And National Unity Day, again important, right? Birthday of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So that's the reason that is celebrated on 31st of October. Okay, and 1st of November. Now this is something sort of static also, right? There were multiple states that like sometimes they you might encounter question that or some trivial question that when is the day when most of the states observe their formation day. So the day is 1st of November. So Karnataka, MP, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, the four states were formed in 1956, Punjab and Haryana in 1966, Chhattisgarh in 2000. So multiple states observe their foundation day. Okay, so if you happen to live in Karnataka, so they have a holiday also on that day, and that is called Karnataka Rajyotsav, and it's a holiday in Karnataka. Okay, then National Ayurveda Day observed on it was observed on 2nd of November. Now it is not a fixed day that it will be on 2nd of November. It is actually Dhanvantari Jayanti, which is also called Dhanteras. 2 days prior to Diwali, and I hope you know this festival Dhanteras, 2 days prior to Diwali. So that day, National Ayurveda Day is celebrated. This year, the theme was Ayurveda for Poshan. Poshan means nutrition. Okay. The National Education Day is observed as the birthday of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. So these things, these some of these things might be static as well. That they might ask you when is National Education Day celebrated as birth of which Indian leader? Okay, so those kind of questions you might expect, right? 26th November is observed as National Constitution Day, right? Because in 1949 the Constitution was adopted. The Constitution was complete. It was adopted on 26th of January. Okay. Then in December you have AIDS Day. That is common. Like many generally people remember the date 1st of December. Then International Civil Aviation Day, Human Rights Day, important. Okay, this year the theme was equality, reducing inequities, strengthening human rights. Then 11th is UNICEF Day. Okay, 16th was Vijay Divas. Now this is important because 50th anniversary, right? So 16 December 1971, India defeated Pakistan. Okay, and Bangladesh was formed. So this was the 50th anniversary. So from that perspective, do read about India-Bangladesh relations. Okay, so this is of significance, India Bangladesh foreign relations. Okay, so in case you are preparing for like some other exams also, this is quite important event, okay, for the current affairs this year. Then Good Governance Week is observed from 20 to 25th of December, right? The theme was Prashashan, Gaon Ki Or. Now this is 25th December is the birthday of former Prime Minister uh, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Okay, so for the on that occasion, it is observed on 25th of December. Okay, and you have the week observed from 20 to 25th of December. The National Mathematics Day is birthday of Srinivas Ramanujan, you know, the famous mathematician. Okay, then Kisan Divas is observed on 23rd of December. Okay, birthday of Chaudhary Charan Singh, former prime minister, right? So these things, I mean, whose birthday is National Education Day, whose birthday is Kisan Divas, these are some static information as well. The National Consumer Rights Day is observed on 24th of December. The reason being that Consumer Protection Act was came into picture in 1986 on this day. So that is the reason why this day is observed as National Consumer Rights Day. Now in January, you have some important days like Pravasi Bharati Divas. The reason is in 1915, Gandhiji returned from South Africa on 9th of January. So the day is observed as Pravasi Bharati Divas, or you can also say that NRI Day. Okay. The National Youth Day is the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekanand. Okay, observed on 12th of January. Indian Army Day on 15th of January. Then this year, for the first time, this thing was observed, the National Startup Day. Okay, so Prime Minister announced the launch of this. So in order to promote entrepreneurship in the country, so this was observed for the first time. So you might get like, when was this observed? Right? And then again, this is important. Tripura, Manipur, and Meghalaya Foundation Day was observed on January 22 because these were states were formed in 1972. So 50th anniversary. Okay. So whenever you have these such kind of things, milestones like 50th anniversary, so it is going to be important. So they might ask that which three states were formed on, which three states observed their 50th formation on 21st of January 2022, right? So these are Tripura, Manipur, and Meghalaya. Then Parakram Divas, that is basically birthday of Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay. Then next year it will hold even more importance because it will be the 125th anniversary. So he was born on 23rd of January 1897. Sorry, this year itself, it was 125th. It was 125th birthday. Okay, so that was also important. And then National Girl Child Day, the theme was Digital Generation, Our Generation. The National Voters Day observed on 25th of January. So these are some important days that were observed during the past 6 months. For some, they might ask the theme. For some, they might ask, like for example, in this, they might ask you the states which observe that. Okay. All right, so now let's discuss some things related to business and economy. Right, some of the pointers. So Amazon launched its first digital Kendra in India in Surat. Okay, so some foreign companies, big companies launching some initiative in India are often asked. Okay, so a new CEO of Amazon, I hope you know, is Andy Jassy, right? Jeff Bezos is no more the CEO. Okay, so he stepped down as the CEO in July itself. Tim Nadar stepped out as HCL Technology MD. So he is the founder of HCL, right? So now he is old, so he has stepped down the as the MD, and C Vijay Kumar, he's the CEO plus MD now. Okay, so such kind of appointments might be asked, like some major corporate appointments. Okay, then Intel launched AI for all drive in collaboration with Ministry of Education and CBSE. So we have seen in the past, like some if some scheme is launched by some company, educational related, as I told you, the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, right? Something happening in the field of education or any other development, and some foreign company assisting in some project, right? Those things hold importance. Okay. Then Infosys became the fourth Indian company to hit $100 billion market cap, right? So followed by Reliance Industries, Tata Consultancy Services, and HDFC Bank. Okay, so the fourth largest company in India. Then LIC launched this app called Ananda app, Atmanirbhar Agents new business digital application. Okay, so that is basically for its agents for paperless work. Okay, so they can just use the app and register users. They don't need to use papers and all. Okay, then RuPay, it's a fintech company. It started a campaign called Follow Payment Distancing. Hashtag Follow Payment Distancing to promote and encourage contactless payments among customers. Then Power Finance Corporation issued India's first ever Euro Green Bond. Right, so something like something happening for the first time. Euro Green Bond launched by which firm? So Power Finance Corporation. Now this was important in news, like you are appearing for a Tata Institute, right? Tata Group won the bid for Air India for 18,000 crores. Now they have officially taken it back, right? So uh, till 1953, from 1953 to 21, it was with government of India. Okay, before that, it was called Tata Airlines. Right, and then what happened in 1953 was that was the nationalization of the airlines. Now this being a government entity, it was making a huge losses, and the government wanted to privatize again. So they wanted some people to bid for it. So Tata, since they owned it earlier, also they put the highest bid and won it, right? So that is the amount they paid, and now it is back to Tata Group. Reliance New Energy Solar Limited, they acquired 100% shareholding in REC Shareholding AS, a Chinese state-owned solar power company for 771 million. So some solar projects or those kind of projects, some merger acquisition at a large scale are important. Okay, so Bharat Pay, I'm sure you know Bharat Pay after watching Shark Tank India, even if you did not know previously. So it became the first merchant shareholding program. Now, what is merchant shareholding program is the in a company you have shares. Okay, now who get the shares? Right, of course the founders, and company gives shares to its employees that are called ESOPs, employee share options. Okay, now or if a company is listed, then people have shares of the company, right? So uh, if a company exists on the stock market, people buy shares of it. Now that is a unique thing, that is merchant shareholding program. So what happens is like the merchants of this company, right? So there are several merchants that use this service. Okay, so they get shares of this. So that is for the first time the merchant partners are getting shareholding of a company. So that is called merchant shareholding program. So that is unique in the world. Okay, so that is by Bharat Pay. Then CBSE partnered with Microsoft to introduce coding and data science for class 8 to 12 as new subject for students of class 6th and 8 in 2021-22 academic session. Okay, so partnering with Microsoft for coding and data sciences. Then Bajaj Alliance General Insurance, they started a campaign called hashtag care for hockey. Okay, and in this, Rani Rampal, so Indian women's hockey team captain, is the face of the campaign. So in order to promote like hockey as a sport in the country, okay, because uh, you saw that this Olympics, India did exceedingly well. Okay, they won bronze medal, and the women team stood fourth. Okay, so that was the best performance by Indian hockey team in several decades. Okay, so in order to promote this sport further, they came up with this campaign. Right, so care for hockey, and Rani Rampal is the captain of Indian hockey women's hockey team, and she was the face of this campaign. Then Paytm has launched one edtech platform called Paytm Wealth Academy for people to learn about investment, right? So people can learn about how to invest, right? What are the different terminologies related to uh, investment, etc. Okay. Then Nippon India Mutual Fund (NMF) they launched India's first auto sector ETF, right? So that is exchange trade fund, Nippon India Nifty Auto ETF, right? So that is first ETF in auto sector, automobile sector. Okay, so Nippon India Mutual Fund, Nippon India Nifty Auto ETF, first in India, something related to economy. Google acquired Israeli cybersecurity startup Simplify for $500 million. And Jio became the first company to roll out UPI autopay. So that means like people can just put those things in autopay. So they do not have to like once the program the package expires, they it will be uh, uh, there will be auto pay and one could continue the services, right? So a person may not have to recharge again and again. Okay, so there are certain limitations to this, that this should be the maximum amount up to which auto pay can work. Okay, Microsoft Corporation is going to acquire game making company Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion, right? So this is going to be the largest tech deal thus far. Okay, this is going to happen soon. Activision Blizzard. This is going to be a largest deal in tech space. Then Tata Group acquired Neelachal Ispat Nigam, so steel manufacturer, for rupees 12,100 crores. Sony bought Destiny game developer. So there's a popular video game Destiny. Okay, the developer is Bungie. So Sony purchased this company for $3.6 billion to improve their holding in the gaming space. Okay, so that was something. Now these companies, these tech companies, they buy other companies like this. So in order to reduce competition, right, and then they become more powerful. Now, if Microsoft buys this Activision Blizzard, so it will have something in the gaming space as well. Okay, that's how acquisitions help companies to grow. Okay, all right. So these were some information related to your things, right? Then it the year 2021 saw that huge number of IPOs in the year, right? So there were around 60 plus IPOs in the country, right? These are some of the ones which did perform very well. Okay, so MTAR Technologies. Now this data is up to 30th December 2021. So some of the companies, the shares increased drastically, whereas some companies faced huge losses also, like 197 Communication, which is Paytm, right? That was the largest IPO of the year, right? 197 Communication. That IPO size was 18,300 crores, right? But the stocks fell badly. Now the stocks, I mean, this is an old data. It says 1335. Now the stocks have even fallen further to some 800 something, right? So almost 60% drop, right? So important. I mean, no need to remember all these names. Important ones, maybe they might ask you about Paytm. Okay, Paytm is it is official name is 197 Communications. Okay, the CEO is Vijay Shekhar Sharma. So know the leaders of these because these companies were in news because of listing, right? Then you have Zomato. Zomato was another company that was in news. The CEO is Deepinder Goyal. Okay. Then Nykaa was another company that was in news, right? So the CEO is Paguni Nair. Now she is the richest Indian woman after this IPO. So her net worth is around $7 billion. Okay. So Falguni Nair, know this name, that Nykaa founder, because it might be asked that who is now the richest Indian woman. Okay. So that is Falguni Nair. Now another thing that from this Falguni Nair you might also get confused with Leena Nair. Okay. So another Nair, she became the CEO of Channel, appointed as the CEO of Channel. That's a clothing brand. I hope you know that, right? So some important basically corporate personalities are these, especially Nykaa. Very likely that they might ask a question that who is the CEO of Nykaa. Okay, so you should know about the leaders of the business leaders of some of the firms that were in news. So this was largely in news. That's why uh, you should know these leaders. Okay. Now, let's look at some brand ambassadors, right? That is another variety of questions you get, that who are the brand ambassadors of different products or campaigns, and especially like, see, there is a long list, right? I mean, you will get hundreds of people, right? Most important are basically in India, you see cricket and Bollywood, but this year Olympic, these Olympians are also in news, right? So apart from cricket plus Bollywood, that used to be the celebrities, right? When you talk about celebrities, these are the first things come to your mind. This year Olympians are also very important, right? They might not ask you direct question on which sport they belong to, but they might ask you about the product that they endorse. Okay. So Neeraj Chopra, obviously the star, right? So he became brand ambassador of Tata AIA Life Insurance, Gillette, JSW Sports, Disney, BYJU'S Early Learn app, right? So the brand ambassador is Neeraj Chopra. Obviously, he won the gold medal, first athlete of independent India to win uh, a medal in athletics. Okay, second Indian to win an individual gold medal at the Olympics. Right, so he rose to fame and he got a good number of brand endorsements. Then you had Adidas Stay in Play campaign by Mirabai Chanu, so weightlifter, silver medalist in the Tokyo Olympics. Right, Mastercard Global, Magnus Carlsen, right, number one chess player. Okay, then Hyundai Motor India, Aditi Ashok, right, so she got the fourth rank in golf. Okay, so she just missed the medal by a whisker. Then GUI, so it's a like app for coding learning app. Okay, for in vernacular languages. So Smriti Mandhana, right? So Smriti Mandhana was in news, of course, cricketer. She scored 100 in day-night test in Australia. Okay, so she was in news for this reason, right? So they might ask about the product that she endorses, right? Coins, so cryptocurrencies are a big buzz, right? So there are two famous companies, CoinSwitch, Kuber, CoinDCX. So CoinDCX has Ayushman Khurrana as the endorser, and CoinSwitch Kuber has Ranveer Singh. Okay, then Shefali Verma is a young Indian cricketer for PepsiCo. OnePlus, Jasprit Bumrah. IOC's Believe in Sport campaign, PV Sindhu. Okay, now this is International Olympic Committee, right? And then Assam State Brand Ambassador Hima Das, another athlete. She could not participate in the Olympics due to injury. Okay, but the year before, like in 2019, or rather say 2 years before the Olympics, she was in fame, winning several gold medals in different events. So she was one of the prospects of India in the Olympics, Tokyo Olympics, but unfortunately she could not participate, right? So she is the brand ambassador of Assam State. So these are some the sought after brand ambassadors, right? So as I said, that cricket and Bollywood is something that everyone chases, but this time there were several Olympians and other athletes who were taken as brand ambassadors. Now let's look at some of the famous personalities that passed away recently. Okay, so Abul Hassan Bani Sadr was Iran's first president who passed away. Then Arvind Trivedi, so he was an actor. He worked in several films. He was popularly known as, he was known for his role of Ravan in Ramayana. I'm sure you must have seen the serial, right? And you must have heard also when he died. And so maybe you might not be recalling his name. Okay, Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan, he is regarded as the father of Pakistan's nuclear bomb. He also passed away. The Nobel laureate and former South African President F.W. de Klerk, Nobel Peace Prize winner, okay, and Padma Vibhushan awardee, historian and author Baba Sahib Purandare. Former South Korean President Chun Doo-hwan. Now, these are some leaders. So I've taken their references, the global leaders. Right? South African campaigner Archbishop Desmond Tutu. So Desmond Tutu was an archbishop, right? You have these different uh, kind of designations in your like churches, right? So he was archbishop. He was a peace Nobel Peace Prize again even the Nobel Peace Prize for like work against apartheid. I hope you know what apartheid is. Apartheid is racism. Okay, so he worked for against apartheid like Nelson Mandela. Okay, so he was also a famous South African. Okay, Desmond Tutu. So he also passed away recently. Then Chief of Defence Staff, General Vipin Rawat, he passed away recently. Okay, and like in an unfortunate air crash, and like this air crash was in Kunur in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so if they ask about the place, then you know the thing also. Then Kathak, famous Kathak dancer Pandit Birju Maharaj, and again a famous personality. So they might ask you that, Pandit Birju Maharaj passed away recently. He was associated with which dance form, right? So Kathak dance, right? So when I was a child, since my childhood, I've seen his videos. Like whenever you see of classical dances, this is one name that comes to your mind at like in your fingertips, right? So Pandit Birju Maharaj. So know about these. Which field were they related to, right? So he was a Kathak dancer. Then some more things. Now this is not a person. This is a tigress, right? So that is called Super Mount Tigress, or the other name for her is Collar Wali. Okay, so she passed away at Pench Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. So she holds the world record of giving birth to 29 tigers. Okay, so she was quite popular because she was increasing the population of tigers, right? You know, some time back, the number of tigers had gone very down. Then they started a campaign called Save the Tigers started, right? So preservation government has been working, and some NGOs have been working for preservation of tigers. Now this is something that excites, right? One tigress giving birth to so many cubs, right? Helping in increasing the tiger population. So she had the world record for 29 tigers, giving birth to 29 tigers. So that she died in Pench Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, then former Prime Minister of Japan, Toshiki Kefu, he also passed away recently. Then ecologist Save Silent Valley campaigner M.K. Prasad. Okay, that was another personality, famous personality, who is no more. Former hockey captain Charanjit Singh, that he was the captain of hockey team in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. So in which India won the gold medal. So he was the captain of that team, the gold medal winning team, and he passed away recently. Then Kathakali dancer Milena Salvini from France, right? So like not in Indian, French, but she was very popular for endorsing this dance form, right? And she was given Padma Shri also for the reason that she promoted an Indian dance form. Okay, and she also passed away recently. And the very recent one is Indian playback singer Bharat Ratna Lata Mangeshkar. She passed away recently, and like if they ask that she was born as Hema Mangeshkar, right? Her birth name was Hema Mangeshkar, later Lata Mangeshkar. Okay, and Bharat Ratna in 2001. So Bharat Ratna, is the highest honor given to an Indian, and that is ranked like in the order of precedence. The rank is 7A. Okay, so you have order of precedence. That this is the first, like president is the first rank holder, then you have second rank holder, okay, and so on. So seventh rank, 7th A, that is a category in for Bharat Ratna awardees. Okay, and you must have seen that she was draped in tricolor. The reason is same, right? Because these Bharat Ratna holders are ranked very high in the Indian order of precedence. So she passed away recently. So now we have just three Bharat Ratna holders who are still alive. One is Sachin Tendulkar, one is CNR Rao, and third is Amartya Sen. Okay. Okay. So let us just revise these things. Let's have a short quiz on these things and see that how much you recall out of the information that we just discussed. Okay. How many players were awarded Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award in 2021? Okay, that was the highest number of awards given in a single year. Earlier, I think it was 8 or 9 in 2020, but this year there was a time when just one or two players used to get that award. And if someone asks about the who was the first person to receive this award, right? That was Vishwanathan Anand. Okay, so 1995, 96, these were initiated. Okay, so then it was Vishwanathan Anand who won the award then, right? So this year there were 12 recipients. I mean, you can just Google the list, right, and get the names of all the recipients. Especially these are Olympians and Paralympians. Okay, mostly those are the ones because of their excellent performance in the Olympics. Okay. What was the theme of United Nations Day 2021? So UN Day is observed on 24th of October every year because on 24th October 1945 UN was formed. Right, so every year since then 24th October is observed as United Nations Day. So what was the theme this year? We just discussed. I don't know if you remember this. The future we want, the UN we need, building back together for peace and prosperity, our planet, our future, climate action for peace. Okay, so nice that all of you remember the right thing, right? So building back together for peace and prosperity. So themes might be asked for some very important days which are observed globally. Otherwise, dates are asked. Okay. Okay. So I told you that National Startup Day was observed for the first time on which day? National Startup Day. 15 December, 23rd December, 8th of January, 16th of January. It was observed on 16th of January 2022. Okay, so going forward, it will be observed every year. Right. So this was the first time the day was observed. And many of the days that we discussed was like these were observed very recently, like Good Governance Day, right? Earlier there was no Good Governance Day. It started very recently in memory of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. I think Atal Bihari Vajpayee was still alive when it started, right? I think 2016 or 17 they started that. Okay, so hashtag follow payment distancing is a campaign of for contactless payments started by which of these organizations? Follow payment distancing, promoting contactless payment. RuPay, Visa, Mastercard, American Express. Okay, so it is by RuPay. Okay, that was one of the pointers that I discussed. So all these questions are picked up from that. CBSE partnered with which firm to introduce coding and data science for school kids? Now I remember some question of similar type was asked in TISSNET 2020. Okay, in TISSNET 2020 there was one question which was like some organization had partnered with for some educational project in India. So they had asked that question that which company partnered uh, with the government or like some Indian organization. So data science, coding and data science. So that is Microsoft. CBSE and Microsoft partner for that. Who is the present CEO and MD of HCL Technologies? I just told you that Shiv Nadar was, he has stepped down as the CEO. So who is the new CEO and MD? Now it's not Shiv Nadar, right? So I told you like in C Vijay Kumar is the new CEO and MD from July 2021. Okay, so Shiv Nadar stepped down as the CEO. Now he has given us this thing to uh, uh, C Vijay Kumar. Okay, who is the brand ambassador of Adidas Stay in Play campaign? Smriti Mandana, Shefali Verma, Mirabai Chanu, Aditi Ashok. Adidas Stay in Play campaign. So this also we discussed, right? So that is Mirabai Chanu. Okay, weightlifter. Okay, silver medalist, 49 kg weight category. Okay, so know these things for. Uh, Desmond Tutu, known for his work as a human rights activist, passed away recently. He was from which country? Desmond Tutu. Right, uh, he worked against apartheid. Nigeria, Sudan, South Africa, Uganda. So Desmond Tutu from South Africa. Okay, right, correct. Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat passed away in an unfortunate air crash in which place? So they might ask you about the name of the place also, right? Madikeri, Kodaikanal, Wayanad, Kunur. So, right, that was the air crash. So I'm sure you must have heard about this, right? So he was the first CDS, okay, and he passed away in Kunur in Tamil Nadu. Okay, all right. So let's see the next one. India's supermom tigress Collar Wali, who held the record for giving birth to a total of 29 cubs, passed away in which of the following tiger reserves? Yeah, again, something that we spoke about. So such record holders, right? It could be some animals also. So this is something of a big news, right? Because India is a country where the national animal is tiger, okay, and some record holding tigress, right? So that was in Pench Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so maybe they might ask you where is Pench Tiger Reserve, right? They might not ask you direct. So sometimes some static questions that appear to be static are indirectly related to current events, right? They might ask that where is this Tiger Reserve? Okay. All right, so that was today's session. Okay, and we discussed some of the things like important days, right? Then we discussed business and economy. We discussed some things like some like IPOs and all, some important personalities of India in the field of business. Okay, and then obituaries, brand ambassadors, etc. Okay, so this is in the past, the four sessions that we had, right? We tried to cover the main important things which you should be covering, right? So you get an overall understanding that okay, these are the things from which you should read current affairs. See, GK is very wide. Okay, it's just that like if you study strategically, you can maximize your output in the examination. No one can guarantee you that you will get 35 out of 40, right? Even if you like let's say reach around 30, that will be a very good score, because no one can do each and everything. No one knows each and everything, right? Even of the best of the toppers and all, they would be scoring somewhere in that range, right? Let's say 30 to 35. Okay, 35 would be the one of the best scores. Okay. So, so in that range, in order to achieve that, there are certain focus areas. If you go through those, you have more likelihood of getting the questions, right? Also, remember that there is no negative marking in TISSNET. Okay, so make sure that you answer all the questions. Okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed these sessions, right? So thanks for watching this session, and uh, like all the best for the examination. Okay, and we'll meet on the day of examination with the exam analysis. So good night and take care.